Hi everybody, good evening, it's Louise Daniels. I'm here live, unusually on a Thursday evening, but life gets in the way sometimes, and so having come back from our latest adventure, I decided I was going to go live tonight. I'll be back on a Tuesday next week, just to confuse everybody further. I'm just hoping that one or two people will come along and watch what we're going to do this evening. I'll just wait a couple of seconds and just see. So tonight I am going to introduce you for probably the last time to what will be our retiring in colours. We get a sneak preview in a fortnight's time of the brand new catalogue, which is very exciting. I do know there's going to be a colour refresh, and certainly one of these colours I'm going to show tonight I'd love to see, hi mum, come back. I'm going to use one of my favourite stamp sets from the annual catalogue. I've lost it already, so it's a bit tricky to stamp with it if I don't have it in my hand. What have I done with it? I have completely lost the stamp set I was going to use. Might be a bit tricky. Where on earth? Okay. Might be very difficult because it's not there. How very odd. Hello Elizabeth and my mum. I'm sorry, you'll have to be... Oh, there it is. I put it so tidy I couldn't find it. Right, so tonight, without further ado, let me switch cameras. And don't forget to say hello, and if you're on a computer or something, show me some love by clicking the little like or the love button and say hello and let me know who's watching. So tonight we're using this wonderful set, which is in the annual catalogue, called Colourful Contour. It comes with a really useful set of dies, which I have used over and over and over again. You wouldn't believe I was actually organised. I can't find anything this evening. There we go. And these are like this. And they're lots and lots of really good frames, which I've used loads and loads of times. So what we're going to do is, first of all, one of the in colours was this lovely purple called Fresh Freesia. We've had lots and lots of different papers. This is one of the Dainty Delight ones, and I'm just going to just show you how simple, by layering a few layers of the same colour, you can make some really quite pretty cards. So I've just got an ordinary Fresh Freesia card base, which I've not stuck on straight. So let's try again. There we go. And still not got it on. Try again. Luckily, Tombow is relatively forgiving. Not going to have it. It does. Maybe the paper isn't straight. Something's not straight here. Aha, there we go. Right, and what I'm then going to do is I think they were in the last catalogue. I found, just so you know, I can show you, I save all my in colours into one packet so that I can get hold of them. So these are all the different things in the last 2 years, little bits of what we've had. And this was the vellum. And to stick my vellum down, I'm just going to get a little bit of the double-sided tape. I find it's easier to adhere it with. However, you can see I'm using these contour dies, so I'm just going to make sure that when I put it on here, on the back, a little bit of tear and tape, I can see, like so, I can actually make sure it's hidden by the, there we go. Our tear and tape is really quite good at being peeled off, she says, picking it straight back off the other side. There we go. So I've done, this is the largest die from the Sweet set, and I'm going to pop it on there like so. What is going on tonight, Louise? I do not know. Right, use your grid paper, slow down and pop him on. There we go. Now you can see I've got another piece ready. And while I'm just thinking about it and getting some stamps on some blocks, shall I stamp on the top in the Fresh Freesia or Polished Pink? Pink or purple? While I put a couple of stamps on some blocks. Pink or purple? What do we think? Pink or purple? Pink or purple? I'm not getting much love here tonight. Right. Move that out of the way. Pink. Okay, we're going to go for pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this piece here, bring in the Evening Evergreen like so, pick up some ink. As always, I'm going to try on my block a little bit more ink. I was lucky enough. Now these, there we go, are 2-step stamps to give you a really good watercolour effect. So there we go, that's with the green. I'm then going to grab this piece here, which does look a little bit like blobs. They're not blobs. We're going for the pink, and I can see there are 1 or 2 people out there watching me. That's really lovely. And I'm just going to line this up, because what it will do, if I get it the right direction, will just add a little bit of colour to my flowers, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in some dimensionals. I don't know quite what's wrong with that ink. It's not a happy ink, that is for sure. Bring in some dimensionals, pop these on the colours, on the corners, like so, and just take this one over here and add it into the middle, and then I'm going to use the dark green again, and this one is, I love this sentiment, it just says so very happy for you. Again, I'm going to make sure it's nice and green, and I'm just going to pop it on the corner there, like so. And I was really excited to notice in my little bundle of things, I've actually managed to keep a whole set of the sparkles that are also from the In Colours. So we're getting a treat tonight. So I'm going to add 1 or 2 sparkles like this. Maybe I'm not, because they stayed in the packet. There we go. And oh, fingers and thumbs tonight, hands are sore. There we go. I just need to spin around and grab my Dubry Flip. Love these little sparkles. These are the pink ones. I'm going to add just some pink ones and a Fresh Freesia one, because I might as well use them up, because who knows which colour. I just am praying that the Evening Evergreen is part of the refresh, because I really love this colour, and I shall be very sad if it disappears. There we go. So there's my first card this evening. So you can see I've used, oh, just thinking about it, I think it's got enough on it. Does anybody think no, I think we'll stop right there. I was going to see if we needed ribbon, but I don't think so. You can see how effective. It's a really simple little card, several layers, using the dies and the stamps, and our retiring in colour of Fresh Freesia. Now, the next one, completely different, because I'm using the Evening Evergreen. I have got an ordinary card base, and I've taken 3 centimetres off the front flap. Now, with all the colours of Stampin' Up, you can buy DSP, which is sort of, I don't know, just a background of foil. So I'm going to combine this with the Pale Papaya, which definitely a strong contrast. I'm going to just, so what I've done, I've got an ordinary dark green evening evergreen card base. I'm lining it with a piece of pale papaya. You've never noticed that stamp set? Oh, I love it, and I love the dies that go with it. And then the only other thing that's interesting about the dies, Elizabeth, is not only are they all frames, there is, I think I've chucked it on the floor, there is a wiggly one, a long wiggly one that creates an edge. And what I've done is taken a piece of the pale papaya cardstock, I've run it through and used the die to cut a scalloped edge, and I've then run that through one of the newest embossing folders. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to then just glue this with the embossed side up. You do need, like I've said several times, you do need quite a bit more glue. I think it's because of all the little nooks and crannies to make sure these stick down. And I'm going to then use it, only I'm not, because I've just done something really silly. I'm going to stick it on the front, but I'm going to have to let the other side dry, because otherwise I'm going to seal my card shut. So very carefully I put glue right to the edge. I didn't mean to. Now on the inside I've cut a piece of white, which I'm going to, before I stick it down, I'm going to make sure that when it sticks, so it's right over in fact I'm going to make it a little bit narrower. I haven't quite measured it, just to make sure I can actually get it inside the card. There we go. This is the little piece to write on. You didn't know they came with a set. I had them in a bundle. I think it's 2 years old actually. I'm just thinking it might disappear. So what you're trying to do is to make sure that when you stick that in, it is hidden. You see? Okay. Now I was looking at this, and I'm looking at the front, and I'm thinking I don't know what to put on here. And actually, because I'm about to start making my Easter cards, what I've done is I've used some very old dies to just create a simple cross. And I am going to use some dimensionals if I can find any that are usable. Here we go, this piece here. You never want, waste not, want not with dimensionals. I'm going to put some on the cross, like so. Oops, I'm sticking it to me. And on either side. And then I haven't actually got my Easter stamps out quite yet, but what I will do is I will finish this and post a picture when it's complete. It'll have, so there we go, I'm literally just going to pop my cross on the front. A bit tricky because I don't want to stick the card together, like so. It will have a happy Easter sentiment, but on the inside I'm going to use the same flowers, because Easter can be all about flowers. Just make sure I've got some ink on it this time. There we go. I'm going to just stamp just on there, onto both. No, I'm not. I'm going to just stamp there. Which way? This way. There we are. I've made the decision. And like so. And then I'm going to, if you remember, we used this one on the pink, just going to clean it off by using a stamp and scrub. Here, not a stamp and scrub, it's a chamois, and I'm going to get that very sticky piece out of the way. I'm going to use some fresh freesia on the inside, because I was determined to use up all the colours in all sorts of ways this evening, just before they disappear. There we go. And I've just realised I've made a green blob in here, so I must have green ink on one of my thumbs. There we go. So what I'd have to do, I'll have it there, is I'll cut a piece that goes across there, but that you can see the idea, and I will show you that finished card. I just thought it was important to show you that the scallop dies are not just frames. There is an edge. There is also, actually, you can cut this flower out and stamp it and cut it. That's my second one. Third one. And then finally, I'm starting with just an ordinary piece of cardstock, white. I'm going to try and attempt not to turn everything green. And I've taken a piece of polished pink, which is one of the in colours. And I've cut a piece that is 10 centimetres by 14.4, and I've done it diagonally. And then I'm going to combine that with a piece of, do you remember I said all the DSP? This is the soft succulent, the fifth colour. Okay, and I'm going to create that. Do you want the pink at the top, at the bottom, or at the top? Which way round? Top, at the pink, or at the bottom? Not sure. Let me put some glue on it while somebody can let me know whether they want it at the top or the bottom. Top or the bottom? Right, I'm going for the pink at the bottom. There we go. I know, I love these colours. I like all of them. I even actually like the pale papaya, and I didn't think I would. The next guessing game is what on earth are we going to come up with? I think we could have awesome apricot, maybe, or I like the idea of a yellow ochre. Not quite lined those up properly, but you get the gist. And then what I've done, another little piece of the Scalloped Contour, which I'm just going to bring in. Let me pop that over there. I'm all about favourite stamps tonight. I love this, Peaceful Moments. This is another one that I hope doesn't disappear. We've had it for quite a long time, but if we don't get rid of the old ones, we won't get new. There is that. Actually, oh, what's happened to that? Oh, and just going to check that it's stamping. This is from the Peaceful Moments set, and I'm just going to put it to one side, and you'll see why in a minute on this die. Don't always have to stamp everything in the middle. And there we go. And then I'm just going to glue this on. You could use dimensionals, but you'll see. So I'm popping that on there, like so. And then I've used one of my favourite little punches, and I've been a bit cheeky, and I've used the old leaf punch because I'm afraid I think it's brilliant. And I've just created some little flowers, and all I'm going to do is use a little bit of glue on each one and start to add. I'll put the foliage on first, like so. And as I say, next week I will be back on Tuesday night. It will be back on my ordinary Tuesday night, so pop a note in your calendar. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. Don't know. What shall I do? I've no idea. And then I've got some little tiny flowers in fresh freesia, polished pink vellum, which is also sparkly, a little fresh freesia, a little pale papaya. I'll pop him in there. Oops, bit more glue on my vellum. In fact, actually, let's find a blob for the vellum. kind of blob for the vellum. A little bit more purple. There we go. And one more vellum. Ooh. Pop an odd one over there. And I'm going to bring my little punch in, and I'm just going to grab a little bit more purple. I do believe these punches are available still. Gold flakes and stick it onto ribbon. I can try. That might be quite interesting. You've just reminded me I was going to add ribbon to these. I'm dreadful with ribbon, I don't use it anywhere near enough. What have I just done with the sparkles that match all of this? That is a very good question. How is it possible to lose embellishment and sparkles? There we go. Because I definitely think these flowers deserve a little sparkle in the middle of each one. I will have a go with the embellishment, oh gosh, no, that would be fun. That'd be quite hilarious. There we go. They're very sparkly, very pretty. Hopefully, and then I think what we'll do is we'll just bring in a little tiny, I love these ribbons too. Stick it onto ribbon, gold flakes. I didn't know you could. I can try anything. I wonder what you stick it on. I don't have any heat and stick powder though, so that might be interesting. It's very easy to tie this little ribbon as well. It's really very pretty. And there we go. For tonight, let's see where we're going to put our little ribbon. Pop our ribbon just there. This is where I like using the little offcuts of the dimensionals. I'm going to pop him in the middle, right there, and there we go. Let me just pull it tight again. There we go. Just that's a bit long. There we go. Let me move all my things out of the way, and I'll just show you very briefly the other stamp that's in this set. Is a lovely, another flower. That's okay. I'll just show you how it works, because you can, I'll just do it onto the, I don't think I've got a piece of, oh I have. There's a piece of white. What it does is, so you stamp one of the stamps like so, and you get the lines, and then you can bring in the other one. It's another form of two-step stamping. I'm going to do it with the polished pink. And you just wiggle it about a bit and hopefully aim it in the right direction. I don't think it really truly matters. And all it does is just adds the colour. So, without further ado, tonight's cards, ladies and gentlemen. We have one that says, wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. We have one that just needs a little bit more, needs a sentiment added to it, but it will be suitable either for an Easter card or for a sympathy card if you didn't want it to be too formal. And then we have my favourite card of tonight, the Fresh Freesia. So as I say, if you haven't got your in colours currently, Fresh Freesia, Evening Evergreen, Soft Succulent, Polished Pink and Pale Papaya, If you haven't got them, you know that it's a good idea probably to stock up on them, because some, if not all of them, will disappear at the end of April. So let me just turn myself round. It's been lovely crafting with you this evening. As I say, I thoroughly enjoy doing this. It was a bit manic tonight because I'm getting ready for a class on Saturday. My classes are all available online on Lou's Colourful Crafts, and I do hope you've enjoyed seeing how we can use, and just a reminder of how pretty these in colours have been for the last 2 years and how useful. And I'm quite excited, so I won't be able to tell you, but very soon there are going to be some brand new colours for you to enjoy. So thanks ever so much. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.